Cause still you and I ain't just talking. It's just on live. But hold on. Nonetheless, though, yeah, breathing. So yeah, I think we should practice that. I think we should practice that concentration breathing. I was watching this anime, and if I'm not mistaken, the anime is called Demon Slayer. And they were talking about the concentration breathing, literally just learning how to take deep, concentrated breaths on a consistent basis to the point where you take them even when you're asleep, and how no matter your age, that heightens your ability, your agility. Like for them, it was kind of like fighting, breath work, stuff like that. But even mind works, critical thinking, and all of that. So imagine that, because a lot of us, yeah, we don't take in deep breaths on a consistent basis. Even me myself, I don't always take in deep breaths. I know I'm taking them shallow breaths, and then I remind myself, like, breathe. And it's like, as soon as I say that to myself, I remember to deep breathe. But before that, I'm still taking these shallow breaths.
And this is just one way of breathing. There's many techniques. There's many ways to just this,
Fire breath.
and there's also like and hold it. There's also like
Hold it.
the whole not breathing for me, and then there's like a million ways to breathe, my lord. You just have to practice them all the time, how to breathe, and it's a powerful thing because breathing can heal all your disease.
It really could.
Yes, all your disease, my lord.
Especially if you have stuff going on with the lungs. And we
Mm-hmm.
have to think about breathing, because, like, how it can, because some people are going to be like, how the fuck can breathing heal all your diseases? Well, for one thing, oxygen. Because
Oxygen.
it's the same way, if you don't get no oxygen, you going to die.
Die.
So imagine if you enhance, like, the vibration of the oxygen that you're taking inside the body. That is going to help to clear up blockages. That is going to help to get the lungs back functioning properly. That's gonna help because then you get more oxygen to the blood. So ultimately it just goes in and helps multiple different things, just simply breathing
Breathing.
breathing more.
While you're breathing, your brain is functioning in its highest level. Imagine you breathing and then there's an argument coming your way, and then you breathing. You're gonna block this argument, and then you're gonna make an argument into a building session.
Right.
Just breathing, man.
Cause when you
Powerful.
notice that when we are feeling some type of way, breath gets sporadic.
Yeah.
When people crying, they when people mad, they
Mm-hmm.
like, breath is always sporadic. The only time your breath really don't be sporadic is if you take the time to breathe, or if you're calm and nothing is going on.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, any other time you're feeling a heightened sense of emotions, breath be sporadic. A lot of guys can't make it. Like, I think breathing well would also help. No offense, but I think that would, not to you, of course, it doesn't apply to you, but to guys in general, I think that would help them be able to even have sex better, intercourse,
Not
because
better, but longer.
longer,
Or
yeah,
more
like
control.
last longer,
Or more
more
control.
controlled,
Yes, more
because guys
control.
be they be breathing
Yeah.
hard too as
Yeah.
they try to
Exciting. They be exciting.
they be breathe. That's another time where breath is very
Yes.
sporadic. And then
Very.
nowadays we have a high increase of male infertility, and not even just infertility, but what is it called when it can't get hard, it can't last long, erectile dysfunction,
Yeah, something like
and
that.
stuff like that. um so breath work can help with that too. um
Give
and
thanks for your breath, man. Give thanks for your breath. That's the whole thing. Your breath of life. We don't talk about breath enough.
and then learning how, focusing on that, like concentrating, breathing, and taking deep breaths all the time. Learning how to take deep breaths all the time, like when you're arisen, and even when you're resting, is gonna be so extremely important, because it's like, also, boom, I was started working out recently, and I know when I'm running, I have to stop running because my breath be getting
Cause you gotta
very
breathe while you
sporadic.
gotta breathe while you're running.
Right, and even so, and then if I start thinking about the breathing too much while I'm running, now I'm walking, because it's like, what the hell? I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
think too hard about it. But I know that. we be saying, oh, we get out of breath, saying we can't breathe. These are the bad things we should not say. Like, I can't breathe, I'm out of breath. So funny. I remember a sister bringing it up when everybody was walking around. I forget this man's name who was killed by the police, and they had his knee on his throat till he died.
Oh, this George Floyd. Man.
George Foreman. No,
just Floyd.
George Floyd.
Yeah, Floyd George.
Yes.
No disrespect to his name.
Yes.
Just don't know.
It's part of mine. But and then everybody was walking around chanting, I can't breathe.
But you need to breathe.
I can't breathe. And it's like, don't say that. Like, I understand the whole point of it being said.
They let people that like, yo, if you do that to me, how am I gonna breathe?
Yeah.
If I have to wake up in the morning every day, I'm not breathing properly. But you could breathe properly while you do those things too. But it's too much. It's a lot on us. So that's why the whole thing. I understand it, but at the same time, you can't you
can't walk around chanting that because it's affirmations. At the end of the day, now we got hundreds of thousands of Black people walking around saying they can't breathe.
But really not breathing.
It's a manifestation. You know what I'm saying? So we can't. I understand the point of it, but we have to be very mindful about what we say when we say it.
Right.
Because that's the affirmation. Same way we tell ourselves, I need to tell myself my affirmations more. I love myself. Imagine you can't just stand there in the crowd and say something like that, because the power inside of those words is scary. You know. So I have to be very mindful. Like, when we're coming up with these, because all the slogans that we be coming up with as Black people be going to Black Lives Matter, I can't breathe, like all that shit be going left. Yeah. Like, we gotta come together more as a council and come up with some stuff that's actually more divine and more in alignment.
We're going to breathe properly.
Yeah.
We will breathe properly. You know?
We have to. Like,
all lives matter.
All lives matter. Every life form matters. That don't mean all lives just black and white, but every life form matters. Them deers that be getting hunted matter. Them chickens who getting killed in the factory matter. Them cows, granted, they hybrid animals, but guess what? They're already creations. They're already made. Cats' lives matter. Like it bugs me out that people can be
Bugs life matters.
Bugs life matters.
Every life,
everything that's living. These trees, life matter. These flowers, life. You pick these flowers because they cute. Them flowers, life matter too. Like, all lives matter. It's not a color thing. It's not a color thing. All lives matter. None of these, not even the bug wants to die. You see you trying about to swish an ant, that nigga be running fast as hell trying to stay alive. Like, for real. And if you was that ant and we were the ants and there was a species bigger than us, we'd be running fast as fuck trying to stay alive too. Like, ain't no difference. All lives do matter.
All life forms of life. We're not saying that because we want to be humble. We're saying that because it really does matter.
It really does.
It's really important for us to tolerate things, understand things, and make things live. We don't have to, because there's a chicken here, we have to kill it and eat it. No. We could, but be mindful about that. It don't have to be cooked. It don't have to be eaten.
Wild chickens and turkeys and shit we done seen, and deers, but I don't even eating them is the farthest thought from my mind.
If it's a sacrifice, we must eat one. Okay, but it's not necessary for us to keep killing stuff for us to eat, because we don't have to kill to eat. You know,
we don't have to kill to eat.
And then when you eating this stuff like the fruits, and we must give thanks too, because you know they sacrificing themselves to feed.
Yes, and it's okay. Like, even though I was like, okay, the flowers lives matter, but eventually the flowers are just gonna wither up and die themselves and come forward. So that's why it's okay to eat these things, or to plant these things. The tree doesn't produce the fruit so that nobody picks it up. You know what I'm saying? Eventually it's just gonna fall and it's just gonna rot if nobody eats it. It's the circle of life. But I don't feel that same way. Like, chickens and stuff, they weren't created just to be eaten by us and put in the factories, just like we all so passionate. Like, what's happening to chickens and shit like that ain't no different than what happened to Black people in slave time, for real, except niggas just getting eaten. But still, we take a whole species of a living thing and we just use it for what we think, for what we need it for.
Make chicken soup, make this, make leathers. Like, no, that's too much.
That's just not right. It's not right. All life forms matter. Yes, and everything has to return to the dirt. That's why I'm realizing I don't have such a bad feeling about about people passing anymore, because it's like, I understand that they have to return to Earth. Like, this energy, their energy always belonged to Earth to begin with. You know what I'm saying? To the planet, to the soil. The body is a loner. It's a vessel. You know what I'm saying? That's why as soon as you see a dead body, it never looked the same. And I've never seen a dead body that still
The
look
same.
like the life is in it.
Yes.
Them shits look gone.
And without the life,
Like-
you like, okay.
And they look
That's-
different without the life
yes,
too. Like every time I've
different.
seen a dead person in a casket, even a dead person,
Walking.
like
Yeah.
they don't look the same. It's not the
Yes.
same. It's not the same person. I've witnessed in my own family account, witnessing the dead body, and I'm just like, this don't look like my brother. This don't look like my grandma. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not this. They're no longer there. You
Not
know,
at all. They've been going since they was going through it.
and that vessel needs to be returned.
Yes, to where it came
To
from.
the dirt.
You know?
And that's a whole nother
Mount
story.
Sinai, you know? Yeah, man,
but
breathing properly. Master breathing every time. Breathing is the work. However you breathing makes you in tune with your breath of life. Breath is your life, you know? That's your life right there.
Oh, we were talking about asthma.
Oh,
And we
yes,
were
sir.
talking about
Sickness,
how...
disease.
Okay, so as a person with asthma, and we used to play this game as a child, right?
Mhm.
The top thing to do is like practice holding your breath. People do it all the time. In the Navy, motherfuckers practice holding their breath underwater for 5 minutes, 3 minutes. It's a daily practice, because that's a technique that they might need for any reason. So obviously, as a person with asthma, you know, that should be something that you're practicing, because there's a chance, especially if you prone to asthma attacks, that there might be a chance that you might have an asthma attack, and you don't know when you're going to be able to get your hands on your inhaler or whatever you need to breathe. You know what I'm saying? So then, boom, what do? Start practicing holding your breath. You have to
Inhale.
inhale air. And what the fuck is in them inhalers? I don't know.
But
I heard something about a paper bag and honey. It's something that helps to breathe, but I don't know for sure.
whatever is
Or
in
the
there.
nebulizer. I know
Guess what, man? You know something, people. This is what I'm realizing too. With the of course not cigarette, but the herbs. You could not and not just weed either. You could smoke some herb because it help you breathe.
Yeah, but it depends on what you smoke.
Of course, that's what I just said. You can't just smoke cigarette or black and mild or all those things. But
No, I know you said herbs. I'm saying them papers don't help you.
no,
breathe.
they don't help. But the smoking, you
The
take a pull-
tobacco that everybody put in
No,
it don't help them
don't-
breathe.
don't
That
help you
actually
breathe.
helps to coat up.
Yes.
The same way the back of a blunt, his don't do that. But the same way the back of a blunt will end up getting black at the end. Imagine that stuff is gunking up inside of your lungs too. So
Yes.
cleansing our lungs, whether you have asthma or not, because anybody can have a sort of breathing problem. I know people who don't have asthma who sometimes can't catch their breath if they get overwhelmed. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. So it's just like, boom. Practicing breathing should be something that's done regularly. Like regularly. And
While you
asthma the
talking,
whole time. Asthma is just mucus in the lungs.
Just mucus. in the
So
lung.
like, of course, sea moss, sarsaparilla,
Mhm.
mullein,
Dandelion.
but just taking those herbs regularly will help with that. You know what I'm saying? But aside from that, the best
Yeah,
thing that will
yeah.
help with that is your
Your
breathing.
breath.
Taking
breath.
deep, consistent breaths on a regular basis. You want to take deep breaths so much that you taking deep breaths in your sleep. Like the same way we shallow breathe without thinking about it, we should be deep breathing
Yes,
without
without thinking
it.
about it. Just make it a natural.
And then for people who have asthma, or even people who don't have asthma, we should all be practicing, because we used to play that game as a child. How long can you hold your breath? How long can you hold your breath? So imagine if you have asthma, but constantly you always working on holding your breath, and you can hold your breath for 10 minutes. That means that when an asthma attack come for you, you know that you can hold out.
It's
If
not
you
gonna
hold your
come.
meditation right, you can hold out for 10 minutes without something happening. Whereas the next average person who can't even hold their breath for 45 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can hold your breath for 5-10 minutes,
Well, at least
you're
2
gonna be
minutes.
better
At
off.
least 2 minutes.
At least. And then there is a test. I remember there was a little test, a little scrolling test on Instagram where they showed like if you can hold your breath for this long, your lungs are good. And it went on for a long time. I think it was like a minute of holding your breath, and most people don't make it to the full minute, which means that tells you what condition your lungs is in. Because the better condition your lungs are in, the longer
No
you can
longer
hold your breath.
people that live in water, you know that.
Right.
So practicing how to hold your breath too is a part of reading. So practicing how to hold your breath is a part of breathing.
Yeah.
So here you have it. Practice how to, you can actually practice that. So it's not our thing, it's a nature thing. So we're just trying to give us ways to be more powerful in our liberty in this life. It help move the vehicle in the right path. You know, just breathing itself could make you think like, oh, I'm not poor because I don't have no money. I'm actually rich because I can live without no money. Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
channel. Yeah,
Everything we always
practice it, my lord, non-stop.
and practice it. Yeah, right. Because there's a lot of people. Social media is big and stuff like that, and a lot of people we learning a lot of knowledge at an exponential rate. Good, thanks to social media, because a lot of stuff a lot of people would not know about should it have not been for social media. A lot of us may not have known about Dr. Sebi if we didn't come across him, should it not have been for social media, because I never met him. So I would have never known about his practices if not for social media. I didn't see it in the news when he came up to New York. Even though I was in New York myself, I still didn't see it on the news when his court case was about this man. I didn't see that. So if it was not for social media, I would not know. You know what I'm saying? And then that goes for a lot of stuff we would not know. But now that you do know, that you're able to have this, take advantage of it,
Please.
and actually practice it. Don't just get excited to learn and want to tell people to do stuff that you don't practice doing yourself.
So we always do that.
Right.
We practice what we preach, but we preach it. But we have to practice
And
it.
the whole time, a lot of time, us doing it, it just looked like us doing it. Like there was a point in time when I was new to this learning stuff, and I was so excited to share. And then sometime, and I had to step away from social media a lot of time where I was going through stuff, and I wasn't practicing what I was preaching. Like you got to eat better, but I'm getting depressed and I'm eating whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. And then I started to realize like it's not about going online and teaching. I don't need to go online and teach it. I'm gonna teach it through my life.
Through my work.
So every time I go to somewhere, I go to an event, one thing for sure, two things for certain, people gonna know we're gonna have the healthy food. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna come around with junk. If we come into an event, 9 out of 10, we're always gonna be traveling with salad, hella fruits, hella vegetables. Just because that's just what we eat all the time, and we travel with food like all the time. Like so, that's something that they expect from us. You know what I'm saying? But not because we told them we got it, but because they just seen that's how we maneuver. You know what I'm saying? Like so, it's really just about being. And as you're out in the world, how would you be like? It's just gonna show itself. You don't really have to say much.
True.
You don't have to say much, and so really less
talk
talking.
less, more works. Live your life still, but practice what you think is the best thing to say or do. Don't say it before you know it. Know it first, learn it first. Then practice it first, master it first. Then and then of course you could share it. But make sure you practicing what you preach. So now when somebody see you or you see you, then you could help them more. Because now they can see it now. They can see the breath work. They can see us just in a bad situation, and then we just turn around and just make it work just by breathing. And then now you can see that somebody had an asthma attack, and then we help them breathe. You can see those things because we have to learn how to help ourselves and help others. So the message is just give thanks for your breath of life first, because once you have breath of life, you have everything. You have the key, the power, whatever you want to call it, to everything. Everything. Because you could think about being rich and be rich as far as like things and money and all those things. And you could think about being poor and you being poor. You could practice how to be the strongest man alive, the smartest man alive. You could do all those things. So you have the power to do all things, but sometimes because you're not breathing properly, you're not thinking properly, and you're not going to eat properly, and everything, and you're not going to walk properly. You might look good, but you're not doing good. But you look good. She looks good, but she's not doing good. It's a big difference still, you know.
So check it out. Like, check out
Check
your
it in.
breathing. Check out that, if you like anime, check out that anime Demon Slayer. Um, woo, so you can see for yourself exactly what they was talking about, and just practice your breathing. This
And
is
practice how to hold your breath too.
and practice holding your breath, and work on your lungs. Understand if
Yes.
all your organs work together, if you understand the body. So if even though eating, you might think, doesn't affect the lungs, because the lungs don't really have much to do with the digestive system, they really do. Because if you're eating bad and your intestines are full up of junk, all that stuff end up floating towards the lung. That's how mucus end up getting in the lungs in the first place, which is how you end up having asthma. Yes, been waiting for this one.
Sunshine. Yeah. We love the rain, and remember, we love the rain. We love the sunshine. We don't just get happy. We're happy when it's raining too, and we're happy when the sunshine. We're not happy for the one and then not happy for. We're happy for all of them. We're happy for the sunshine, and we're happy for the struggle too, and we're happy to learn from the struggle. We're happy for everything that's happening in our presence. So we're gifting for the sunshine. We're also gifting for the rain, and the wind, all of it. Sunshine, welcome, welcome in, my lad. Deep breath, my lad. Master it, my lad. Master it. Your life will be mastered. You will not sell your soul for nothing, for no piece of gold, because you are the goal, So it go. Let's grow, my lad. Rise
Let me see.
and breathe, rise and breathe right, meditation.
People, they were like, what are I know, right? So like, are you can't
Where's the message? What is the message? You ain't getting the message.